originally went down. They're blasting holes, and suddenly they discover that there's a cavern already there. So they go down and explore what's going on there, and they find um, lizard aliens. Dracos is what he would call them. So they're big, tall, reptilian-looking. Yeah, they derive one of their happy drugs from us. So when they frighten us and we get the adrenaline going, yeah, that's like a drug to them. But then they eat our blood.
Really?
Yeah, they eat it. Yeah, they want our blood, and they eat our body parts.
I remember you telling on the radio. I know. I mean that you actually interviewed this guy on your show, and this guy belonged to a very rich family. I don't know if it was Nevada or Vegas or even Arizona or something like that. Many years ago, they were on a campfire thingy going on there. They were just relaxed with the children, and suddenly,
Yeah. I know now. I know now.
yeah.
Now I know. Now let me tell you. I know. I remember
But
now.
was I giving you the plot, the right way, or not, or you were not recalling the story?
There was two different shows that you are quoting. Two different ones,
All right.
and that's a long story. But it was about the reptilians,
Yeah.
and this guy was from Las Vegas. He a family man from Las Vegas, and he had a big company. He was a very wealthy man
There you
who
go.
buy and sells hotels.
Hmm.
He was always buying and selling hotels and casinos, etc. And I was talking on the radio. I used to do a radio talk show in Las Vegas, and I was talking about the reptile aliens on my radio show in Las Vegas. Aliens who were reptiles.
Hmm.
And he called me after the show and told me about his experience that he had with his whole company. That when this whole company they went on vacation, he said, my wife and I, we go on vacation once a year, and we take all of my employees. There was about 4 or 5 guys that work in his office, and he said we all go on vacation together every year. And he said last year we went on a vacation to Colorado Springs, and we encountered while we were there a reptile alien. He
Hmm.
was very large, maybe 7 to 8 foot high, extremely well built, very muscular, and a reptile's head and a reptile body. And he said, he just told me about his experience with meeting a reptile alien. And he said, so when you talk about reptile aliens, a lot of people think it's a bunch of bull, but we actually encountered one. My wife, my children, and my 4 employees and their wives and children, all of us saw this thing together. We all confronted this reptile alien. Yeah, and he said it was very tall and very powerful. So he was just telling me, so when you talk about reptile aliens, they exist. We were there. We saw one. And it's in Colorado Springs.
And do you believe, Jordan, these are reptilian, that they were hybrid? There's a theory, well, a hypothesis, obviously, because it's unprovable at the moment. But I hear some researchers and just word of mouth that these kind of beings could be actually from Earth, made here for some purpose, rather than coming from outer space, but maybe based on some other reptilians from outer space. But the ones here, they are actually from here.
I think that they probably were indigenous to this earth. They were probably here before mankind was. They were here before the Egyptians were, or the Hindus.
Yeah,
I'm
like the
saying they probably were here
Ogdoad.
way
The Egyptians, they
before.
have the Ogdoad.
They were probably, I don't know. They were probably, these reptile aliens were here a long time before ancient Egypt ever existed. And they've been here all the time. They've been here all along. We just never saw them. They don't need for you to see them. They can watch you. You don't need to see them.
But they could be from here. They could even have been here for many thousands, millions of years or whatever. They could have something to do with the dinosaurs or something. Perhaps
That's what I think.
perhaps and that's why the dinosaurs for like 50 million years, 60 million years, they didn't have any technology, and suddenly, you say these people, these beings, whatever you call them, they have technology, huh?
Yeah. And I think whoever they are, they've come here millions of years ago. And when they came here from out there, somewhere out there, these extraterrestrials came. And they were alien reptiles.